So if you're looking to shift some fat, if you're looking to get in shape, if you're not sure where to start, this is a video for you. So I was asked recently, what would I do if I was looking to get in shape again? If I was starting from square one, what would I do? So I'm just going to share up my screen and we'll go through what that looks like. Okay, so what would I do to get in shape? So just before I get into this isn't going to be there's no diet plan here, there's no exercise plan, there's no new sort of magic bullet or anything like that. So if that's what you're looking for, save your time, click off, and carry on with your day. Now, if you're looking for some sensible advice, this is what you want to keep watching, this is what you want to go through. So what would I do to get in shape? So first thing I would do, I would get off Google. And why? Google, it's full of knowledge. If you want to learn something, get on Google. It knows everything. You've got, the new AI chats and things like that. There's so much information out there. You could type into there, what's the best way to lose weight? What diet should I be following? What's the latest in terms of burning fat? How do I get rid of my belly? You could type all this stuff into Google and you're going to get loads of answers. Some of them will be sensible. Some will be not so sensible. And some will just be ridiculous. Absolutely bonkers. But it's all out there. And there is no clarity when you type this stuff into Google, like it shows here. There's so many different ideas, and you suffer with something called information paralysis when you are bombarded with information. You imagine walking into a restaurant and they pass you the menu, and it is like an all-you-can-eat. There's a section for your pub grub, for Indian food, for Italian food. There's small dishes over here. There's jacket potatoes, there's sandwiches, there's roast, there's salmon, there's fish dishes. There's all this different stuff on there. You can be looking at it like, wow, and then you've got a waiter stood over you going, what are you going to have? Information paralysis. There's just too much going on. You cannot make a decent decision. So there's too much there. It needs to be simple. But why else? What sort of other stuff are you going to get bombarded with? Stuff like this. Not only are you going to get this on Google, but once you've been on Google, you're going to get it on your social media. You're going to start to see weight loss adverts for all different things like fat loss tablets with green tea extract, vibrating vests that Ronaldo uses, which is clearly why he's such a wonderful footballer. If only if I get one of these vests, maybe I can play for Real Madrid. It's all rubbish. You don't need it. So what do you need to do? You need to pick one thing. So like the guy there, I'm sure he didn't learn to juggle by picking up all three of them or picking up 5 of those things and chucking up and down. You start simple. You pick one thing that's going to have an impact. Now, be sensible about this. We all know what we should do. Eat less, move more, or in my case, I prefer eat better, move better. But the point stands is the stuff that has worked for hundreds and hundreds of years still works. It hasn't stopped working. It's just the fact that we have changed in how we live our lives, the sort of stuff we eat. So look at everything. You can look across the board. Look at what you're eating. If you're eating a lot of the stuff on the right, get a bit more of the stuff in that's on the left. Drink more water. That's a simple, easy one. Maybe it is exercise. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe actually it is stress, and maybe you need to look at what's causing the stress and then the reaction to the stress. There's so many different things it could be. Everyone is different. There's no sort of right or wrong answer here, but you need to have a bit of self-evaluation. You need to look at your situation and make a decision around one thing that's going to have an impact, the biggest impact it can, because that's going to motivate you to continue. If you pick the easy option, something that you've done anyway, I'm already walking, I'll walk a bit more, or I like the gym, so I'll stick in an extra session. It may have an impact, but it may not have the big impact you need to motivate you and continue to moving forward. So pick your one thing, be sensible, tackle the stuff that you should be tackling. Don't avoid the uncomfortable because you sort of want to leave that alone. And then finally, just start. Just pick something. Pick it today, pick it soon, and start. Don't wait for Sally's birthday to be over this weekend. Don't wait until your all-inclusive holiday is done in a couple of weeks' time when you're going away. If that's the case, you've got a couple of weeks where you could have a positive impact on your health. It is not a waste of time. Will you go away and come back with a bit more weight on you? Probably. But you've had 2 weeks of looking after yourself, better cardiovascular health, better routine. You've got that feeling of actually what good looks like. Maybe actually you've got that blueprint. You know what your one thing is. So as soon as you come back off your holiday, your one thing, you just get straight back into it. It's not a waste of time. But what is a waste of time is procrastination. When we sit, when we wait, when we're looking for the perfect time, or we're just not sure, we're indecisive. We're not doing anything. You're standing still. Oh, gone too far. So here's a quote I like to I made it up if I'm totally honest with you, but I think it sounds good. When you decide to do nothing, you've chosen to do nothing, and that is your choice. So if you decide not to take action, if you decide I'll leave this until next week, if you don't pick your one thing, if you just scroll through social media and then before you know it, you're looking at reels of dogs, that is your choice. You have made the choice to do that. Accept the consequence, accept the result of that. If you do want to make a difference, be sensible, follow the advice in here, which, as I put here, get off Google, stop looking for the magic cure. There isn't one out there. It is going to be lots of little things. It's going to be everything. But to start, pick one thing, pick something that's going to make that impact. Pick the thing it is. If you're having a chocolate bar every single night, it might be that. If you're having 3 pints of beer every night, it's probably that. Pick the stuff that is going to have that positive impact. Because once you've done the one thing, once the one thing is working, that's when you can move on to the next. If you try and do everything at once, you'll do nothing well. It's as simple as. And then get started. Now, if you're not sure what that one thing looks like, if you know it's just not going to work, you've been around this cycle, ask for help. Ask for somebody who's been there or somebody who coaches this stuff. Someone like me or someone else. It doesn't have to be me, but ask for help. Don't be afraid to put your hand up, because we can't do everything alone. It's good to ask for help. It shortcuts things, it fast tracks things, and ultimately, if it gets you that end result, and if the result's as important, if it's important enough, go for it. But that's what I would do. If I was looking to get in shape, I would either speak to somebody in the know, just get some clarity and shortcut it, because I've done I can relate it to my business. I've done the DIY. I didn't get very far. I asked for help. It just accelerated. I got knowledge, but more importantly, I got accountability. It made sure I stayed on track. But if I was going to go down the DIY route, this is what I'd do. All right, that's it. See you later.